ensure that 2023 is going to be your best year yet. So I can't believe we're coming to the end of 2022 now. It's absolutely crazy how quickly time has gone. And maybe when you look over the last few years, there's probably been ups and downs in your business. We've had a real challenging time, haven't we, with COVID, and then the war in Ukraine and inflation and recession and all that sort of stuff. It has been really challenging for many. And for some, they're going into 2023 really positive. They've got a ton of work lined up and they're making great money and they've got things in order. Others might be going into 2023 a little bit more fearful, thinking, oh, I don't know, I haven't got that much work lined up. My business is a little bit of a mess. So we just want to just pause for a minute and make sure that 2023 is going to be different to 2022 for you, because maybe 2022 hasn't gone quite the way you wanted it to. I'm actually amazed at how many people I speak to that have been stuck in a certain position for so many years. We look at their turnover and their profit margins and you think you've actually been stuck like this for 3, 4, 5 years before they actually reach out to make a change. And that blows my mind really, because we haven't got that long in business, have we? We really want to make an impact immediately. So if 2022 hasn't gone quite right for you, let's make sure 2023 you absolutely smash it. And I just want to take you through a real simple process that I do with all my businesses. I usually do it at the end of the year when I've got a week or so where the phone's not ringing and everyone's sort of shut down. So I'm just going to show you my process and hopefully this helps for you a little bit. So let me just go over to my iPad on the side here. So there are 3 elements we want to think about when we're planning for 2023, and I call this the 3 Ps. So let me just draw a triangle here. So what are the 3 Ps we want to be thinking about? Well, the first P is we want to probe. We want to probe into how 2022 went. So just think about that. When you probe into how 2022 went, I want you to actually list out exactly how it went for you and think about everything. Did you earn the right amount of profit on your projects? Were your projects coming in on time and on budget, or did you find they were constantly overrunning? What was your client reputation like? Did you have fallouts with clients, or were they leaving you glowing reviews? How did you get on with your staff? What were your relationships like with them? Did you manage to recruit new staff, or did you find you lost a lot of your people? Think about all these different things. Have you got the right systems and processes in place in 2022? Are you making progress, business development progress? Did you have a solid marketing strategy in place so that you were bringing leads on demand, or were you starting to run out of work? So that's all part of the probe aspect, and you really need to dive into all the different areas of your business and actually list it out. You need to write it down on a bit of paper, because it's easy just to run through it in your head, but you're going to miss things. So I would suggest going through the whole lot, everything from finance, marketing, sales, operations, the whole works, and do a real in-depth probe into how it went. That's the first thing. So probe, we're looking backwards. Now we want to start looking forwards, thinking about 2023. So what do? The second P is predict. So we want to predict how 2023 is going to go. Now you might be listening to this thinking, well, yeah, a prediction, it is what it is, just a prediction, isn't it? But I must say, I really believe in this, that when you write your goals down and you predict how you want it to go, you are much more likely to achieve those goals. There is another element to it, which we're going to come on to as the third P, but it starts with the prediction. You've got to really think about what do you actually want, and then you've got to go for it. So write down how you want your business to look in 2023. What systems and processes do you want in place? What do you want your marketing strategy to look like? What type of clients do you want? What value projects do you want that you're currently not winning? What sort of staff do you want to bring on board? All of that sort of thing. How much profit do you want to make? How much do you want to turn over? These are all really important questions to ask yourselves, and really think about what is the ideal 2023 going to look like for me, and write all of that out. Write it all out in a diary and list it out so you can see clearly what do you want out of life. So once we've done that, once we've predicted, what's the third P? Well, there's no point just predicting if we haven't got a plan in place. So prediction is just pie in the sky dreaming, isn't it? Unless you've got an actual proper plan in place on how you're going to execute this. So once you've predicted it, you then need to reverse engineer that prediction and turn it into an actual concrete plan. So maybe, for example, if you want to earn yourself, let's just throw a figure out, if you want to earn yourself £150,000 a year, how do you do that? What is your plan to do that? What turnover do you need to get each month? What gross profit margin do you need to achieve? What net profit margin do you need to achieve? What do your overheads need to look like? So maybe you start with a financial plan first of all, if you want to plan how much you're going to make each year. Then think about how do you win your ideal clients and your ideal projects. You need to come up with a plan. What marketing plan are you going to put in place that you can be sure is going to make sure you hit those turnover requirements with the projects that you want? Put all that down. If you want to bring certain people on board, how are you going to do that? What's your recruitment strategy in order to find and attract the best people to your business? Write all that out. What systems and processes do you want in place next year? How do you want to be more organized? What plan are you going to put in place to implement that? What software are you going to use to help you achieve that? Now, sometimes when we look at these three things, the probing can be pretty easy. It's easy to look back, isn't it, and see what we've already done. The predicting can be pretty easy too. It's easy to sit there and daydream about how you want your business to look. But sometimes the challenging one is the plan. Because if we haven't done it before, it can be really difficult to know how to get there. So is that the difficult one for you? Is plan the awkward one for you? Well, if it is, don't worry, because we've got an absolutely solid plan that we use here in Develop Mastermind. And I just want to briefly show you it. I can't show you it all because this is all our IP. You'd have to come into our mastermind to see it. But we've got an exact plan of how we take businesses from £500,000 all the way to 5 million. There's some very basic stuff that we do at the beginning here. So I often talk about how you need to plan, attract, convert, deliver, and scale in business. And we've got an exact plan, an exact roadmap on how we take businesses to between £1 and £5 million. So if you would like a bit of a plan like that, and you'd like to actually see that plan and talk about how we can make this plan bespoke for your business, then make sure you reach out. We'd love to have a chat with you and see if we can get you into the mastermind program, because it's really important. What we want to do is make sure 2023 for you is your best year yet. Let's not make sure we're stagnating or going backwards. We want to make sure you go forwards, and just check out the reviews of people that have been doing the mastermind. They're absolutely loving it. They are making massive progress. They are all moving forwards, and I want to make sure that happens for you in 2023. So I hope to hear from you.